Superintendent of Grass Lake Schools, Dr. Ryle Kiser. Ryle, welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's an exciting time at Grass Lake. Ryle and I were talking before the show about the excitement of having a voice contestant in the high school.
Oh yeah, the high school's jumping. Everybody's excited. Back on TV tonight, so he's a great kid. Wish him the best, and he does so much for our district, and not only being on The Voice, but he's on the football team, basketball team, baseball team. He's a great student, so he's just a great kid.
And I guess any other kid, you might see them just say, you know what, I'm going to stop high school for a while and see how far this music goes, but he's not. He's there every day.
He's invested himself in Grass Lake Schools, and he's still there every day and participating and socializing and in class and doing everything he needs to do to be successful. So.
Well, and it's got to be great for the district because, as he's getting all this great attention, it's always mentioned that he's a student at Grass Lake High School.
I know, yep. People bring it up all the time. Almost put us on the map a little bit more, so it's fun.
Are you getting, our media, are you getting input or requests or anything from outside?
We haven't, the school hasn't, so I think they pretty much keep it pretty private with him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there were times that he couldn't even tell us things that were going on. He had to keep things quiet. So, so then we found out he moved to this round, then he moved to this round, and so tonight we find out what happened. So, it'll be fun. Like I said, it's exciting moments and experience for all the students and the staff in Grass Lake.
Let's hope he goes all the way.
Yeah.
So, busy time at Grass Lake. We just got done with the fall count, the student enrollment count. Where's Grass Lake stand?
We grew. We've been growing pretty progressively for the last, ever since I've been there now, for the last 7 years. So we showed growth. We're up over 1,300 in our enrollment. So that's, the first time in a few years we've been up that big. So, we're projecting to continue to grow. As long as they keep building houses in Grass Lake, families are going to continue to move in. So.
Yeah, it definitely is a growing community. We're seeing more and more people move from the Washtenaw area. It's bleeding in. Yeah,
we're turning into maybe even already are a bedroom community of Ann Arbor. Mm-hmm. I mean, we see more and more people come to Grass Lake because, once, one parent told me, with a minute you cross from Jackson County, your taxes drop. So that's kind of a, incentive in itself. Plus that, and the community and the schools are good, and people like to be in the Jackson area. So, it's been a real beneficial to the Grass Lake schools.
That's awesome. Now, it does create potential for growing pains, and I know over the years we've looked at your facilities. It's stretching what you have.
Yeah, we're starting to feel the pressure a little bit. We put together a strategic plan last spring, and one of the areas that we want to address is possible how we're going to grow with the growth of the students, and some of the facility needs that we're going to need in the future are going to have to be looked at, as well as some property needs, and those are all part of our strategic plan that we came up with. So,
you are making improvements as we speak to the facilities. What are some of the things underway?
Well, we've got a number of projects going on. Obviously, the high school was built 20 years ago, so things are starting to fall apart a little bit. Yeah,
it's still
amazing,
brand new.
isn't it? Yeah. So, whenever you do that, things break. So it's after 20 years, it's, we're having to repair those. Stoker Field, which was the old high school football field, we've totally remodeled that, and we've widened it and turned it into a combination soccer and football field. We put a walking track around the outside of it for the community to use, and redid a lot of the outdoor buildings to make them look better. We're putting up new goalposts, new flagpole. We're basically giving it a facelift. It's been way overdue. We put some agricultural stuff in there to help it grow and put new grass in. So it was starting to show its age. So we did that, and then on top of that, we've done some remodeling in both the middle school and the high school, and the elementary school. In the old part of the elementary school, we've done some remodeling there in the hallways, and had to upgrade some stuff. So.
Nice. Well, this weekend we found out how expensive goalposts are when the fans at Tennessee.
Yeah. We didn't put those up. we didn't go that extent, those type of goalposts. Ours are a little bit cheaper than that.
I don't know if the goalposts cost that much. I think that was the fine that either the SEC or the NCAA.
Oh yeah.
But they're expensive.
Yeah. So, yeah, they are. So, but it's, we're excited about that. We're hoping to open it up sometime next late summer, spring, and early fall.
Well, you must be using every inch of space there, because it seems like it's pretty landlocked.
Yeah, we're pretty much, it's tied in. We widened it out. It used to have an 8-lane track around it. We took that out and to make it more amenable for the soccer programs. So, but we've got our soccer team up practicing on the football practice field and playing on the football practice field. We got the football team practicing on the outfield of the baseball field. So the elementary school is being used for youth football, playground. So we've got people bounced all over the place until we get this done. So.
Keeping the place busy.
Yep.
We've had fun here at JTV and in the community watching the success of the sports program in the fall, and you've always got some great athletes and end up producing some great games and competition.
Yeah, we've been very happy with our fall sports. I mean, we've been competitive in everything: football, soccer, volleyball, cross country's been competitive this year, both boys and girls. So, that always adds to the morale of the school. Makes it a good start of the school year when people feel good. There's Braden right there at the quarterback position.
There's Braden.
Yep. So it's like I said, whenever you have competitive teams, they feel good about themselves, the school feels good, it's a great morale builder for the rest of the school year. So, yeah.
Yeah, and beautiful facilities and great participation. Number of teams having the most ever out for their sport this fall.
Yeah. So, yeah, and then during the winter, and they've already started. We've actually added a new sport. We have a powerlifting team now too.
Oh, really?
So yeah, so they'll be doing that. They've started and they'll work in through the winter, and we provide things for the golf team. I forgot to mention them. They were competitive as well this year. Like I said, we were just really happy with the fact that our kids were getting a great experience and they were competing, strongly.
Yeah. Congratulations to the Warriors. You have one of the most scenic cross-country courses in all of the area.
Yeah, we like it.
Yeah. Bridges and rivers,
Yeah.
and especially now with the foliage.
Yeah.
Hills.
Beautiful. It's beautiful. Just, it's great to run on.
So, big concern of superintendents is keeping the kids safe, and you've made some improvements in your security system. Yeah,
we've had to upgrade some of our security system to provide a proper security for our kids. We've upgraded our camera systems in all 3 buildings. We've put in, I think, 30 new cameras at the high school, 25 at the middle school, almost 50 at the elementary school.
Wow. So
that you can see everything. We're upgrading our door security, the electronic door security, so that's more locked down. We're trying to eliminate some of the use of the keys that we have out there, so that to get into the building you actually have to have a swipe card or a code to get into the building. So, keys are, amazing how keys seem to float around the community for a school, and so we're hopefully trying to kind of get a better grip on that around the community as well. So, and at the same time, we're still a community school, so we still want to make sure the facilities are available when they need to be, if we can make them available to our community. So, you mentioned the new strategic plan. You can look at forecast growth. Does the plan, are you talking about new construction? Is that down the road? Yeah, they're going to have to, at some point in time, probably sometime in the next 5-6 years, we're going to have to start coming up with a plan to run a new bond. That's going to have something with regards to building a middle school, or maybe even building a new high school and then turning the high school into the middle school or something like that, adding on to the elementary school. There's a whole bunch of different options out there we have to look at. We have to look at property around the area to see if there's any available, or just use the property we already have to grow up with it. Those are all things that we have to take into consideration in the future due to the growth, and especially if we continue to, if the population keeps moving toward Grass Lake, we're going to have to, just to meet the needs of our own students, let alone, some of our school of choice students who come to Grass Lake as well. So, it's going to be a long-term plan, but it's going to be kind of a fun challenge, I think, to take on.
Yeah,
so.
It does seem Chelsea and Grass Lake seem to be almost merging into one.
Getting closer and closer. Yeah, we keep moving to the east and they keep moving to the west. So so a lot of kids that we have are starting to jump back and forth across the county line. So, it depends on, where their parents work or where their parents are from. So, a lot of homegrown kids from Grass Lake, their parents who are living in Chelsea, they come to Grass Lake, and our kids who are Chelsea grown parents, they go to Chelsea. So there's a lot of moving around in that too. So.
The new school year brought a new administrator in one of your buildings, Upper Elementary.
Yeah, we're really excited. We hired a new 3 through 5 principal. Her name is Misty Evanson. She came from Redford Union. She was an assistant principal there. She has a background in data analysis and classroom instruction, coaching, and so she's been a real benefit to our district. Even in the month that she's been there, she's slipped right in and became a real advocate for those things that we wanted her to become an advocate for. She's strong, and we've been very impressed with her. And along with, we had 9 new teachers this year too. So, we had all those things coming in at one time. And Misty really took on a strong leadership role right away and did a great job for us. So we're very excited to have her as a part of our administrative team.
Has it been tough to find teachers?
Yeah. I mean, we were fortunate. We pretty much started the school year with a full slate of teachers, but since then we've lost one, and now we've picked up one, and so it's you get. We had 2 applicants for one job we had, and then one time we'll have 4 applicants, and and I know school districts that aren't getting any applicants for positions, so. There's definitely a teacher shortage going on right now, and hopefully we'll be able to come up with a plan to draw people into the profession. But until we do something, I don't see it changing for a few years. So you're going to see it continue to be a challenge for school districts to find teachers. So
really, it's not something that was predictable because of the pandemic, and it seems like a lot of teachers might have either left the profession or retired earlier because of the pandemic.
Oh yeah, we lost a few, and then for that reason, and then also because there's a teacher shortage. If you want to go back to where you grew up, you can go back.
Yeah.
I mean, because you can get a job in your hometown now. 15 years ago, that wasn't the case. I mean, everybody had to leave where they were growing up, they grew up from, to get a job, and now you can get a job in your hometown. I mean, if people want to come back to Grass Lake, they apply for a job. We're going to probably give them strong consideration, if they're, if they want to come home. So,
home field advantage.
Yeah.
And you'll remember those days where you had 100 applicants for a single position.
Oh yeah. I can remember when I was a principal, I had a high school math job and I had 25 applicants for it. And now I'd be lucky if I get one. So.
How about all those other support positions like substitutes and drivers and?
That's throughout, when we talk about that regularly throughout our county, everybody's being challenged. Bus drivers, there's a shortage of bus drivers. There's a shortage of teacher substitutes. There's a shortage of custodial and maintenance substitutes. So everybody's starting to get very creative on getting people into their districts to work. So,
The sports, the referees are in short supply.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's across the board for everything. I mean, I hear the same thing from my friends in private industry. They're having a hard time finding people work for them as well. So.
Well, that's your job. Keep educating people so they can fill those jobs.
Yeah. We want to educate them so they become teachers. So.
So with the strategic plan and future goals of the district, are they all centered around growth, or what are some of the other things?
No, we have a couple other goals. One of them is obviously we want to improve our academics So we're doing an assessment of all of our academic programs and trying to target areas that we need to improve in, as well as celebrate the areas that we're successful in already. We want to make sure we, tell people that we are competitive in all these categories, but we're still striving to move forward and find out what's next for our students and our staff. We're doing some plans with how to improve communication between the district and the community and the parents, and we think we do a pretty good job, but we always find out that there's someplace where we drop the ball. It's just kind of the nature of the beast. So we're trying to cut those things off or nip them in the bud before they actually occur. So those are two of the major areas that we're actually trying to work with. And then obviously the final goal that we're really targeting right now is how to address these social and emotional things that are going on with our students that were brought on in many cases by the pandemic, and how we're going to help them recover so they can become successful not only in education but in their lives as well, so that they don't have to deal with these in the future.
Do you sense it yourself? Can you tell walking through a building that there's a change?
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah.
It's totally, you know that things are going on, and we're dealing with a lot more problem-solving issues than we've had in the past. So that's a change, and that's a dynamic change in the schools that I think everybody's dealing with. It's something that we all talk about at the superintendent's meetings. I know the counselors are talking about it at their meetings, and how are we going to provide services for these kids so that they can learn how to cope with some of these issues that they're dealing with. Many of them were brought on by the pandemic, and many of them were brought on by the fact that their lives have changed so abruptly.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's another part of an educator's job description that wasn't there 5 or 10 years ago.
No, I don't remember taking classes on that when I was going to school. So, yeah, it's just the way of the world right now.
Yeah.
So, we're just making the best of it as we can. And hopefully our kids are going to benefit from what we're doing.
Oh, good. I appreciate all the updates on everything happening at Grass Lake Schools. And tonight, people can support a Grass Lake student by going to the Michigan Theater and watching The Voice, where Braden Lape, I believe he will be in attendance at this.
That's my understanding. He's going to show up. So
he's drawn a crowd. He's had some gigs around town, and people are turning out for him.
Yeah. And the first night he was on TV, we hosted it in our auditorium. It was a packed house.
Yeah.
And he actually got up on the stage and performed before the show came on. So it was kind of fun. So, yeah.
Yeah, I saw pictures of that. It was unbelievable. It was. There wasn't a spot in the bleachers. It was completely full.
Yeah, it was incredible. Yeah. And the roar that went up in the crowd when he stepped on stage was deafening. It was like winning a state championship at a basketball game, so it was the excitement is just continuing to grow there, and I hopefully he continues with the success. It'll be great for him and his family. So
yeah, let's hope.
Yep.
Keep it going. Thanks for being here today. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it, Bart.
The superintendent at Grass Lake Community Schools, Dr. Ryle Kiser. We hope